largely sunny skies, clouds, nothing to complain about.
What a magnificent day here at Melbourne Park for the Australian Open 2018 Wildcard Playoff. We are at day 6 action, and it is women's semi-finals. We're very much looking forward to it. Sean Manawira in commentary with you, and joining me is Jelena Dokic. Jelena, welcome to you. I'm very excited about today's action.
Thank you, so am I. I'm really excited to be here. It's the semi-finals. And yeah, one of these 4 girls today will be obviously getting the wildcard into the main draw of the Australian Open, so very exciting. Absolutely,
and you of course have been here and done it before, so looking forward to your insights as we head to our order of play for today. And you can see the #1 seed Arina Rodionova to take on Tammy Patterson, the #3 seed. How do you see this match faring?
Yeah, a great match. They obviously got both of them through with their seeding. So we've got the #1 and #3 seed. Two very different players, very different game styles. And Tammy is obviously very aggressive, hits the ball really cleanly. Arena's a little bit different, and she'll probably try and work the ball around a bit more. But a very exciting match.
And then our next one after this will be Kimberly Birrell and Destiny Iava. So all 4 seeds actually making it through to the late stage of this tournament.
Yes, really good to see. And another interesting match. Probably maybe Destiny's a favourite a little bit in this match. And again, very different players. Destiny's very aggressive, and Kimberly will probably try and do a few different things, maybe move the ball around a little bit. And I'm actually really looking forward to these 2 matches today and seeing who'll get through to the final.
And both players on court as we speak, and we'll join them for the coin toss. So there you have it, Matt Kellett doing the job there, our umpire. And as we mentioned before, Jelena, the top seeds have all made it through into the wildcard playoff semi-finals, and on a very nice day, it has to be said. A top of 25, but right now sitting at about 20 degrees. And as you can see, I know you mentioned earlier when we were in commentary together, the wind was a little bit heavier, but now, right now, it's actually at a very nice 4 kilometers.
Yeah, it's really nice out there. I actually had a walk around before the matches, and it's really beautiful day actually. Perfect conditions.
How's the site looking?
It's really good. There's obviously a lot going on, as we know, the redevelopment, a lot of construction, but it's looking really good. I'm excited to see what the site will look like, not just this year, but in the next maybe 2 years. That this redevelopment is going on. So always really nice to be at a really nice long walk around and looking at the Rod Laver Arena, and it's beautiful.
And of course, you've been here and done it as a player, and these players are also looking forward to the chance of playing in the Australian Open for next year. It's maybe the nerves are starting to creep in, or maybe for Arena, she's also been to this stage a few times before.
Yeah, she has, and she's played a few finals here actually. So I think she really wants to win here. She hasn't won here before, so definitely some nerves. And as you said, I've been here a few times. I've won it twice, but getting kind of to this semi-final and final stage, you really do get nervous because you're playing for a lot here. It's a wildcard into the main draw. So for a lot of these girls, they actually haven't been there. So it's a real chance to get into a main draw, especially at home. Yeah.
And sort of comparing the 2 players, I mean, the rankings do speak for themselves. Arena having it has to be said, a career best year, sitting at 120 at the moment, peaked at about 116 and then Tammy Patterson 345, but it doesn't really reflect her best, does it? I remember you saying that she can really mix it with any of the top 100 if her best game is on show.
Definitely. I played her here actually 1 year at the playoff about 6 or 7 years ago, and she hits the ball great, and I definitely think she has the potential to get in the top 100. So I think she's had quite a good year, considering she's been injured a little bit and had some health problems. Even here this week, she's actually had the flu, and she's still kind of got the flu a little bit today. So she's definitely a player that can be a lot better than what her ranking is. I think Arena's probably the most experienced here.
Yeah.
She's had the best year of her career, almost getting into the main draw directly. She's at 120 in the world. She's played also a lot of doubles, and she qualified at Wimbledon. She beat Pavlyuchenkova 9-7 in the third. So she got to the second. Yeah, so she got to the second round of Wimbledon, and the same at the US Open. So she's having the best year of her life. So yeah, very interesting matches, and as I said earlier, very different players. So I'm really interested to see what the tactics will be today and who'll get through.
And Martina Rodionova, as you mentioned, with some great results at the Grand Slam level, and it really counts for a lot, doesn't it? The Grand Slam experience and just the experience on big matches, on big courts all around the world. Do you reckon Tammy sort of looking at the other side going, geez, she's had such a good year, I've got my work cut out for me?
Well, I think you got to go into a match positive and believing that you can win, but I think Tammy's also had a little bit of experience. She played the Australian Open qualies, so she kind of knows what it's like to be at the Grand Slam. And I think, you know, both these players, they know each other very well. So I think they know each other's games, and I think you just got to focus on your match, and you know, it's new conditions, new tournament. I don't think she should be thinking too much about what Arena's done this year, and just focus on herself, because she has a big game and she can trouble a lot of players, and it's just, I think, about her just trying to stay consistent and focusing on herself. Yeah.
And Tammy and Destiny Ayava were also in the doubles action yesterday. Unfortunately for them, they weren't able to get the job done. Astra Sharma, Belinda Woolcock proving too good in the end. I think it was 10-3 in the third set, super tiebreak. But yeah, she'll obviously have to put that out of her mind, just the disappointment there, but still a great effort to get into the final. Yeah,
it is, and they've got a couple of matches, and you never know, they might, you know, get a few wildcards here and there, maybe for qualies. So, you know, I think it's still a good effort. Obviously, the singles is the one that she's probably focusing on more. She's at the semi-final stage, and even by winning today, even if she doesn't get through and win the wildcard, you know, it's a lot of matches, not just going into the summer, but for next year, which is, I think, what she needs. She's the type of player that needs to play, I think, a lot of matches, and I think great for all of these girls to be here and be playing at these courts where the Grand Slam is held, and be already playing matches in these conditions, because as we talked about the last couple of days, everyone's in the off season now, so they're the only ones getting the matches here right now, which is a real advantage.
And I mean, I'm very interested to hear your thoughts, but I sort of feel the match we saw previously with Rodionova, she had such a good start, but then she really went off the boil. 6-love, she lost that second set to Olivia Chandramulia before going down 3-love in the final set. And she was able to really dig deep and get out of that match, and we had her up here, and she just really wasn't happy with herself and knows that she's got a lot more upside. I feel that the start for Tammy Patterson, she really needs to make sure she gets off to a good start. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. Arena's got to be careful, because she really had kind of a mental block for 9 games, and you can't afford to do that against better players, especially at this stage of the event in the semi-finals. So I think she's got to be careful, because that one line call that she thought should have gone her way really got her down, and she almost lost that match. And I think she only won it, to be honest with you, because of that experience and Olivia getting a little bit nervous and seeing that she can win. So I don't think she can afford to do that today against Tammy.
Big match. Tammy Patterson to serve our first semi-final on day 6. Just a nice way to start here. Ace and an unforced error gift.
Thanks, man. Martina.
Got some great serving to start off the match.
Patterson.
Another great serve, another ace.
Brilliant work there from Tammy Patterson in the opening game. She leads 1-love. So a nice start there, of course. Elena, just any signs of nerves weren't really there, were they?
No, if there are, we can't see them. But with this serving, yeah, that's a great game. And that's what she can do. She's got a big game. It's just about staying consistent and not going for too much and making those errors. That will be her focus today.
Net, that's off.
Wicked forehand there from Rodionova after a strong baseline exchange.
Both players holding their serves very comfortably. Great serving from Rodionova. A couple of errors there from Tammy from that forehand side.
A bit of a delay here. Some people in the crowd seem to find their seats. Free entry, of course, Elena on site, so we do encourage anyone to come on down and have a watch of some world-class tennis here at Melbourne Park.
Come down, watch some tennis, and one of these players will be at the Australian Open in the main draw. So
what a great way to spend a Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with the kids, I think.
Yeah.
Bring down the kids.
30.
It's out, but I think that's really good play. You can see she's really trying to move Tammy around the court, which I think is really good idea tactically, and then try and get her off balance. And
Yeah.
as well as she hits the ball sometimes when she's not in position and the ball's not in a hitting zone, she'll make some errors.
I feel sometimes with Tammy Patterson, and whether or not you agree, Yelena, there are times where she could probably go for too much in the wrong position.
Definitely, she goes for a lot, and
Yeah.
like I said, she hits the ball great, but sometimes just goes for too much and hits the ball a little bit too flat.
Sensational work there from Patterson as she heads to the change of ends, leading 2-1 in this opening set. Of course, Yelena, you just said you had a walk around the precinct, and for anyone thinking about coming to the Australian Open, it's going to be extremely exciting. So get your tickets at ausopen.com/tickets.
I think it's the best Grand Slam in the world. And
Not biased?
No, I really think it is. I really think Craig Tyler and Tennis Australia do an amazing job. And very often you're going to hear the players say that as well.
Yeah.
We've heard it over the years, but it really is. I think there's so much more than tennis. There's so much going on outside on the grounds.
It's really just a big entertainment
It is.
event,
It's
isn't
become
it?
so much more than tennis.
Yeah.
And I had a walk around actually last year. It was incredible. I didn't know so many things were out there, you know, from music to everything. And there's a lot for the kids too, which I think is amazing. Sometimes when you're a player, you don't know what's going on outside. You know, you're just playing, and you're in your own kind of locker rooms and players' lounge, and you don't really go out and have a look around. So it's good to be able to do that now.
40,
Did you try and walk around at all, or very much a player? You just were
Sometimes I did.
too busy?
Sometimes I
Yeah.
did, but sometimes you're just so busy and you
Yeah.
just don't really have the time. You really are just going all day, and when you're not, you just want to kind of rest.
Okay, ready now.
Very nice work from Roddy over there to hold.
Very often we players say that, you know, when we finish our careers, we're actually going to go away and travel now and see the cities. You
Yeah.
know, go back to all the cities we've been to, but actually go and see the cities, because we're just at tennis courts and hotels, and you don't have too much time to go sightseeing and things like that. So, yeah.
Imposing from Patterson.
It's great play.
15 love.
that's what she can do. She hits the ball really well, especially when it's in her hitting zone.
30.
Serve really proving to be a bit of a tough task for Rodionova.
Net, first serve.
Just out. Just overran that ball a little bit. Kind of got caught.
There was no need to go so close to the line as
No,
well.
no. That's what I mean by sometimes just going for too much and not having enough maybe top on the ball to give herself some margin for error. And here's another one, I think. So something that I know that she's working on with her coaches, but still needs some work.
Well, all of a sudden, from 30 love up, Yelena, Tammy Patterson finds herself in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, and there's another one again. That forehand. I think Arena's doing a great job to get a lot of balls back, and give Tammy a lot of different balls, from some hard ones to some high ones, and she's slicing a bit, as we can see. And I think that's actually really good play against Tammy, and make her play a lot of balls.
We work on the second, nice and deep. So the first real test on serve for both these players.
That's much better from Tammy.
Advantage, Patterson.
Just didn't quite get to that ball. And again, just really going for it. She really doesn't pull back. And I respect that. That's, you know, to have the courage to go for your shots, but sometimes just going for really too much.
Yeah, I guess that notion of you know what you're going to get from Tammy Patterson when she steps out on court.
Yeah, and look, she, like I said, hits the ball great, but I think it's maybe just changing a little bit her mindset, saying, you know, I'm going to rally at times, and practicing that way too. I think she's just always kind of been a one or two shot player.
Oh, wow.
It's a great shot. She made that look very easy, but I can tell you that is not easy.
And played to perfection, the back of the line. I thought that was almost going to drift long.
Great shot.
Just answered with another booming serve down the tee from Patterson. And this all of a sudden, Yelena, becomes such a crucial game.
It's a big game. she really wants to hold the serve here, and you don't want to get a break down, especially after winning her first 2 service game pretty comfortably.
Big hitting again from Tammy Patterson. She is able to get this game. What a test it was. She leads 3-2 in this opening set. Well, Yelena, I thought there was only one option for Christmas this year, ozopen.com/tickets, but there is a second. There is a second. And of course it is Unbreakable, your autobiography. And it's just a big hit, and you're doing a lot of work with it still. And just explain how it's all going.
It's been going great. It's come out 4 weeks ago, and it's been quite a tour, quite a book tour and media tour, and really haven't stopped since. And we're still doing a lot of work with it, and a lot of media, especially going into January, Christmas and January. January is obviously a big tennis month, so it's been great, really exciting, and I love everything that the book's been kind of doing, and all the attention it's gotten.
And as much as obviously a lot of the content, it is a big read. There's a lot of stuff going in there, but it must be exciting in terms of the media stuff outside of that.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit of a hard read, but I think a really good one for people, to kind of just get a sense of, kind of my life and the whole tennis career. And I think a lot of people can get a lot of good things out of the book.
Available at all good bookstores, so make sure you get a copy now. Unbreakable by Jelena Dokic.
It's that forehand where I would just really like her, to keep the ball in play. And you can still hit a good shot, but you just really don't need to go for as much as she's going for.
Yeah.
Another error.
No half-court balls for Tammy as well.
Yeah, I think she kind of starts the point off, hitting the ball quite hard, but then it seems to get harder with every shot.
The longer the rally, the harder the shot.
You can really see that the points are going to go longer than maybe 2 or 3, 4 shots.
And as you said, Rodionova wouldn't mind that, because if she's able just to get the racket on it, she can rally all day.
Yeah, well, I think, potentially maybe Arena can really trouble Tammy. She's going to get a lot of balls back. We can see that she's already doing that. She's mixing up the pace. She's put in a few slices. She's hit a few high balls. She's trying to move Tammy around the court, which I think is the right tactic, and get her off balance, because that's where she'll make, the most errors. So I think Arena's come out here with the right tactic. And that's the perfect example. That's the point I'm talking about. She just got that extra ball back, and it drew an error from Tammy. So I think if I were Tammy right now, she really needs to be careful, really focus on not really going for too much. She doesn't need to. She can win the point by, taking a bit of pace off the ball. That's a great shot.
15.
She just put a little bit of topspin on that ball, took a little bit of pace off, and she still won the point. And that's what we're talking about. That's what I would like to see her do more. But Arena is the type of player that can trouble her and give her a lot of trouble with her type of game.
She was just getting pushed back further and further, wasn't she, Patterson?
That's great depth from Martina. She's really hitting the ball well. I actually think she's playing a lot better than her previous match.
Yep. Been a big practice session yesterday, I'm sure. A good serve there from Patterson. A gift from Rodionova to get it back to 30 all. Still sniffier for Rodionova though.
Well, that's just not good enough. It was, I think, meant to be a drop shot, but it wasn't. Good effort by Tammy, though. It was 30 all on her serve, and she struggled in her last 2 service games. So good effort on that ball. Got up there quickly. That's really good play from Arena.
Yes.
Yeah, another well-constructed point there from Rodionova.
I feel like she's using the court a lot more than Tammy is. That's another slice from Arena. She's really just slicing those returns back. It's giving Tammy a lot of trouble, so...
Testing Patterson's movement, isn't she?
Yeah.
And there you have it. It's Rodionova. She breaks. And it's 4-3 to Rodionova. So a crucial break there, Elena, for Arena Rodionova, and now she'll be serving to put a big stamp on this first set.
That was a great point to get that break. She really is slicing a lot. You mentioned that she's moving Tammy around, but I think she's also hitting a lot of low balls, making her go down and hit that ball up. Which we know Tammy doesn't really like, because she does hit the ball quite hard and flat.
And Rodionova also serving with new balls. making sure everyone just stays very nice and still when they're on court. And that's why, because she'll serve some aces. A great serve there from Rodionova.
Great serve.
A rare gift for Patterson. If she can just play her cards right, she might have an opportunity to break back.
That's a great shot. And that's what she can do when she's on.
15-40.
2 break points here for Tammy Patterson to get it back on serve.
30-40.
That's just an amazing shot, amazing serve, sorry.
It's a great serve, and I like the fact that she's really mixing it up a lot. So she's really keeping Tammy guessing a lot. Serving very smart today.
Net for serve.
Well, she really needed to make her play that volley there.
Yeah, just did enough then on the overhead. Tammy Patterson was still in a good position to take that backhand, but as you mentioned, really needed to make that one. Deuce.
Well, she's really serving well today, isn't she?
Well, 3 aces in this game alone, Elena. Always helps with new balls.
And there it is again. It's a very deliberate mix-up with that slice again. And I like how she's playing today. I really do. Tactically, she's really playing well. And Tammy's got to be careful because Arena's also stepped back a little bit and is really just using her pace. So Tammy's got to change something here. She's got to hit some angles, I think, as well. She's not moving Arena around the court enough at all.
Net for serve.
Very
better.
Very well dealt with by Tammy Patterson.
We've talked about Arena's serve, and she's serving very well, so she's actually got 4 aces in this first set so far, and 80% of first serves in.
It's a great number.
It's a great number. It's definitely helping her hold her serve comfortably, the way that she is so far in this first set.
Oh, wow.
It's a great shot. Taking the ball early as soon as she can.
Nova not pleased that there was no out call there.
From here it looked good as well, and he struck good.
That was very close. Well, she needs to just move on here and go to the next point. We know what happened the other day.
That's right.
With a line call that she thought went against her. She didn't win a game. She lost 9 games in a row.
it wasn't just the line call, maybe a couple of points that she ended up losing, and it just was a domino effect, as you mentioned.
She got really down on herself, and everybody else around, and her body language really went, and she almost lost that match.
Oh, there's the drop shot played to perfection from Rodionova.
It's a great shot, really is.
You see the shake of the head, it's still in her mind.
Yeah, she's got to get that out of her head.
And for another one, but on that occasion, it didn't help her. So Tammy Patterson still trailing, but it was a good hold. Arina Rodionova leads 5-4 in the opening set. Elena, OzOpen.com/tickets. I know you'll be here. You're ready for a big Australian summer of tennis.
Yeah, I'll be here. Really looking forward to the Australian Open.
And it's one of these women, either Tammy Patterson or Arina Rodionova, as we see her husband Ty Vickery on screen there. One of these women will have the opportunity to be there as well. They won't have to head to the website.
Big chance for one of these 4 women today that are in the semi-finals to win that main draw wildcard into the Australian Open. Tammy really isn't able to move Arina around the court at all. She's really playing just straight up and down the court, and as soon as Arina gets a chance, she does, and that's the difference, I think, today.
You can hear Tammy Patterson just saying too good, and that was on that occasion. Very nice forehand.
Net. First serve.
Not much of a challenge, is it, in this game?
She's really been holding her serve really comfortably. Really high first serve percentage.
Clinical game there from Arina Rodionova, and with that she takes the first set 6-4.
Thank you.
So impressive work there.
Think you know drama? Let me tell you about drama. That was a little slow.
With the following phrase, please
It's the stage, it's the sound, it's the slow-mo and the song. It's the scrutiny, the fans, it's the stands. It's the details, man. It's the speed, it's the serve, the selfie, it's the auto-tune.
Who wrote that?
It is the breath. It's Tony. Wait, who's Tony? It's definitely not Tony. It's the stare. It's the flare. It's 50,000 hands in the air.
The top two seeds do not make the end of the first week of the Australian Open.
And the crowd all on their feet. Unbelievable. This is why we love this game.
Pretty dramatic, huh?
Cheers.
Well, all the drama, Yelena, of Australian Open 2017, and we're looking forward to the drama of Australian Open 2018 in around about 31 days' time, 30 days' time. It's closing in, but there's still some drama here on court 8.
Definitely is. Great first set from Marina Rodionova. I'm impressed with the way that she's played in this first set. Tactically, pretty much played perfect. It's a great start for Tammy Patterson. Arena's really trying to mix up that play. Try that again there. Wasn't successful, but that's the right thing to do.
This is definitely the start that Patterson needed, isn't it? Just a quick first game.
Yeah, she needs a really good start here in this second set. She really got outplayed in that first set.
No issue there from Rodionova. She's happy with the call. And Patterson heads to the change of ends, claiming the first game of this second set. It's Rodionova, just very quick as well. Loves to get the points over and done with.
We talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
About how quick she is in between points. She really likes to get on with it.
Always nice for a double fault to then have an ace
It's
after.
a really great serve, great placement. It's a 5th ace of the match. That's another great serve. She's really setting up a lot of points with that serve.
Very nice shape there on the Patterson forehand. You've called for it, Yelena.
That's what I would like to see her do a lot more. It's a great shot. And
a very nice opportunity here for Tammy Patterson to maybe take an early break in this second set.
Well, that's another great serve from Martina. And she's been really sharp today. She's really pumped. A different player compared to 2 days ago in a previous match. Well, she really needed to make that return. That was the second serve. Again, just going for too much.
And from the breakpoint opportunity, Rodionova is able to do enough to get out of jail.
Yeah, great effort in that point though. She's really just getting every ball back, making Tammy play every single shot, making her play that extra shot, and that's why she's winning most of those points too.
As you mentioned, the ace count, a bit surprising that it's in fact Rodionova leading the ace count and Tammy.
Great point from Tammy. Martina served great, as we've talked about her serve, but I think it's more the mix-up and the placement, which is something that Tammy doesn't have as much. Tammy's got the power, yes, but Arena's really served really smart today, especially on break points.
I think Tammy's heard us. She's saying, all right, maybe I need to get this ace count sorted out. Good serve there on the outside.
That's a great return by Arena, but again, she really wasn't moved out of her comfort zone that much by that serve, and that was a first serve. So another thing that I would work on with Tammy, if I was a coach, and try and get some more placement on that serve. Again, going for too much. That forehand is too flat, needs to give herself more margin for error. Didn't need to go for that much. She needs to just work the ball around a lot more. Work the point, wait for her opportunity. Just like that.
Yep. And from what earlier looked like maybe a simple service game. Rodionova could break here. Really put her stamp on this second set and the match. And a gift just discussed there from Tammy Patterson. Rodionova, she's doing it easy now. She leads a set and a break in this second set, 2-1. Well, Elena, just an important break there for Arina Rodionova. Is there any way back for Tammy Patterson?
Well, I always never say never in the fight till the last point, but she's really getting outplayed here, and she really needs to change something. She's playing the same way that she's played from the first point, so she either needs to, I think, come in a little bit more. But I'm afraid she's just making too many errors and isn't really giving herself a chance to be in these points. And Arina is just solid. She's just there.
That's a tough shot over the high part of the net.
Yeah,
it was
it's a
quite
very
low.
tough shot. She just needs to give herself more of a chance, try and stay in these points a bit more. I just feel like she's also having some trouble reading Arina's game.
Yeah, getting wrong-footed a lot.
And she's kept her guessing. Like I said, Arina's playing really well today tactically.
Very nice there from Patterson, and she gives herself another opportunity here.
It's a great shot. She guessed where that serve was going, but Arina just not enough placement there. And again, very smart serving from Rodionova. That forehand of Tammy Patterson, that's what she's been doing all match, really focusing on that forehand.
Just staying in the point, that extra bit longer as you called for.
An extra shot, yeah. And that's the shot I've been talking about. Taking a little bit of pace off, getting that angle, a little bit more height over the net. And that's what she needs to do more, a lot more.
Really good work to answer back. You just hear Rodionova again having a little bit to say. Tammy Patterson's just gone about her business.
But I like what Tammy's doing. You know, she's down in this match and she's not playing great, being outplayed a little bit, but she's there. She's fighting. She's very positive. The body language is good, and she's just going on about it, and is just there, and is still fighting, which is great to see.
If you took away the score from start to now, looking at body language, you wouldn't know who's winning, would you?
No, you wouldn't. And that's what you need to do. Sometimes you need to stick there with the opponent, try and just be there and wait for your opportunity. You never know what can happen. Sometimes things can turn around in, you know, 1 or 2 points.
She seems to also be like that bit of a burst player. Like she's just having this nice burst of good play.
I think that's to her game a little bit. If she's on for a 10, 15, 20-minute period, half an hour, she can, you know, win 4 or 5 games, win a set. She plays quite risky, as we've said, but if those balls start going in, then she'll win a lot of points in games.
There you have it. She's had a little bit of trouble in this second set, but has reeled off 2 consecutive games. And she now leads 3-2 in the second set. Elena Unbreakable. It's out in all good bookstores. Encourage everyone to get a copy. And as you said, you've been on tour, on the media tour, has to be said, and just doing a few spots. I actually remember seeing you on was it ABC Breakfast television a couple of months ago.
I've been everywhere, so.
Well, I was just going to talk, like, when they asked you to come in, that would have been an early start to the morning. You're happy with the early starts?
Yeah, most days was early starts, from sunrise to all of those shows. So most days it's been even a 4 a.m. wake up to get everything ready, get there, you know, hair and makeup, and finishing very often at 11 o'clock at night.
But you're used to it, of course.
Yeah. This is different type of training. This is more mental. And just kind of talking about it all day. But it's been great. A lot of support. It's been very emotional and overwhelming at times. So yeah, it's been unbelievable to get the book out. I'm very proud of the work that everybody has done on it.
15 love.
She continues the good serving. Another ace. The 6th of the match. I feel like if Tammy can just kind of stay tough here, play a couple tough points, stay in the point, she might just be able to get back in this match and on top of Rodionova. And that's much better point. So the previous shot before this backhand, she hit a forehand and took a little bit of pace off. Gave herself some margin for error. It was a great shot, deep forehand, and set up the opportunity for this backhand. Well, she's playing much better now, isn't she, Tammy? Really staying tough here.
As you said, just sort of working through this game of Rodionova.
Working the points a lot more, just staying in the points a lot more. Big opportunity here, second serve, break point.
Second serve.
Well, for the majority of this match, the serve has in fact, excuse the pun, served her well. But on that occasion, Tammy Patterson
Ball's back here.
able to take yet another opportunity. This is 3 games in a row now.
Ball over here. Boys. Boys.
Great effort from Tammy to turn this around. But I feel like Arena's kind of started to talk to herself a bit more in this second set. We've talked about that a few games ago. And she started to do it a lot more in the last 2 or 3 games. And I think it's hurting her right now. And we can hear her talking there again.
Just providing us the
Yeah.
courtside commentary.
Yeah. She needs to refocus here.
Is this something you tried to notice or figure out when you were playing opponents, whether they were talking to themselves and knowing, oh, right, I'm in their head now?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I really tried to look at the opponent and sometimes what they're doing or their body language.
15.
It's a great serve. I think she's just hoping for some of these balls to go out here. She's quite negative with herself. And it's like we've got a bit of a replay from the other day.
Yeah. That's why it's so important for Tammy to not give those
And you can see with
mistakes.
that body language now there again before the serve.
That's 15.
You've talked about if I try to look for those things and some of those signs from the opponent. Very often you can see those when the body language goes down or when they start talking to themselves. Or when they get angry or a bit tense.
Yep.
You really try to stay tough, put a lot of pressure on them. Well, that last shot was out, but I like how she stayed in that point. And again, just going for a little bit too much on that last one. Didn't have to go for that much. She would really like to hold the serve here, Tammy.
Yeah, 30 all.
Consolidate that break. Perfect point.
And the shape on the forehand, as you've called for numerous times, it comes out again.
Well, she hit it that little forehand slice there too.
Yeah. Giving Rodionova a bit of a taste of her own medicine.
But she's hit a few forehand angles in this set, and it's actually worked well. She's won most of those points. So I like that she's changed her tactic a little bit in this second set.
Yes.
This game not over yet. Jeez, I've seen it a couple of times, just a huge forehand miss there from Patterson.
Yeah, she set that point up well, but some of those forehand down the lines just doesn't get around the ball enough. Just goes for way too much.
Still some more chatter there from Rodionova.
Way too much. I think she needs to calm down here. Because she's still in this second set. She's having her chances to break here. But that's a very good serve from Tammy deep. There's no footwork on that forehand there. Nice change up from Tammy Patterson.
Yes.
Really working hard in this game. She really wants to hold her serve here.
What a lead this could be for Patterson if she's able to hold, and then on the flip side, if Rodionova can break, really snuffs out the challenge from Patterson.
Still like to see more placement on that serve, especially on the first serve.
That was good after a long break in the serving pattern.
It's a great second serve.
Clearly the Sun maybe in a difficult position.
That's a great return of that second serve. But again, right in the hitting zone of Arina Rodionova. She needs to be careful with that. She needs to do more on that second serve.
Huge tug of war here. Patterson again with an opportunity for a 5-2 lead. And there it is.
Great serve.
Impressive serve there from Tammy Patterson. She's turned the tide in this second set and leads 5-2. Elena, ausopen.com/tickets. It's always good seeing those commercials. Australian Open 2018, not too far away.
Amazing event. Home Grand Slam. I said I had a walk around this morning.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day and I'm already getting goosebumps. I'm not even playing anymore, but working here. On TV and commentary, but I still get so excited by the Australian Open.
The best time of the year, isn't it? for today, these wildcard playoffs. You can come in for free and see these semi-finals, the rest of this one, and then of course coming up after this, it's Kimberly Birrell to take on Destiny Iava.
Great serve from Martina. She'd really like to hold her serve here, still stay in the second set, even if she doesn't win this second set, but just kind of get herself back on track mentally.
Yeah, at the very least to serve first in the third set if it does happen to go to
Yeah, but
that.
also she's been quite negative in this second set about a few line calls again and just with herself and talking a lot, so just to give herself a little bit more time to refocus and get back to her tennis and her game and her tactics and what she's been doing in the first set.
Oh, and a bit of luck there. Is that something, if you were coaching or mentoring Rodionova, that you would try and speak to her about, just the getting too frustrated?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely, I think, a weakness of hers. We've seen it the other day in her match, and we're seeing it again today. And it's no secret if you get into that kind of state of mind and you start talking to yourself, get really negative, and we see the body language here again, even though she won her serve, and we saw it the other day. And especially against the top players, you just can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
And they'll pounce right on it, and you know, next thing you know, you won't just lose a game or two, you lose a set and you lose the match. So definitely something that I would work on with her, whoever her coach is or her team is.
Hingis there from Patterson.
And just from Tammy's point of view, she just needs to kind of focus on herself and not let Rodionova kind of get in her head a little bit with all the talking and negativity, and then you might think, well, she's done, I've got this. So she really needs to hold her serve here, make sure she finishes this second set off. Yes, I love that.
The shape.
Even the previous forehand. She's got a bit of shape on the ball now. She's staying in these points a lot longer. What a different player to the first set.
Yeah, has definitely come to the party in this second set. Good position she's in now.
40-15.
Great serve. Great return from Rodionova, but Tammy, again, that second serve needs to have a bit more placement. It was right in the hitting zone of Rodionova.
A bit of help there from the net. And Patterson with a fist pump has taken this second set. We're going to a decider in this opening semi-final clash between Arina Rodionova and Tammy Patterson. Elena, just a very nice comeback there from Patterson.
Yeah, great. I'm really impressed with how positive she's been after she lost that first set, and Tammy's just stayed there with her. She changed her game a little bit. She's found a way to stay in those points a bit longer. She made way too many unforced errors in the first set, and she's been really positive with herself. It's great to see she's continued to fight. And for Arena, look, she's gotten down on herself a little bit. A couple of, again, line calls that she thought didn't go her way, and it's a bit of a repeat from what we saw the other day in her match. And obviously it's, I think, a bit of an issue for her. And sometimes I just think she'll have to work on this, because as much as you think, well, it's not affecting me, I'm going on to the next point, you're getting into this kind of habit of just being negative. And that's what's happened in this second set. And I think that that's one of the reasons why she's definitely lost this second set. And look, all of a sudden her opponent has maybe, you know, saw this, got a bit tough. I thought, well, maybe if I can just stick here with her in a couple of points, and all of a sudden things turn around. So she needs to regroup here.
Just getting some sustenance there from all the different things that players need to do these days. It's not just water, it's the energy drinks and the other things.
She can't allow herself to get down in the third set like she did the other day, 3-love, so she lost 9 games in a row. Because I'm not sure she'll be able to come back against Tammy if she's 3-love down in the third set. But I think for us and the spectators, a 3-set match is what you want.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's right.
not for the players, but...
And for those watching and thinking,
Yeah.
should I come down? And
Yeah.
I mean, clearly we hope that they've got good data coverage, because they can listen to the commentary and be in the stands.
Yeah, but it's also, I think, good for the players, you know, whoever gets through and wins this wild card, they know they've fought hard for it, earned it. A lot of the matches this week have been going to 3 sets. Both Arena and Tammy have already played 3-set matches. And it's good for the girls to get a lot of tennis in before the summer.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. A lot of these matches going to 3 sets, and just quality tennis that we've seen throughout this whole wildcard playoff period.
Serving really well in this first game of the third set. That's what she wants, a great start in the third set.
Well, a good quick start there from Rodionova in this final set. She takes it 1-love.
It's got a bit of a spring in the step there.
Yeah, you're right. Very quickly she can switch off the disappointment. But it's the key for her, clearly, as we've seen in these last 2 matches, it's to maintain that mentality, isn't it?
Well, she wasn't able to change that in the third set quickly a couple of days ago. She's looking a lot better here. And after losing that second set, being a bit negative, it's really good for her to get a hold of her serve in the first game of the third. She pretty easily too.
Great opening point there from Patterson.
And again, I like that backhand. She didn't go for too much.
But still enough weight on the shot, wasn't there?
Well, that's what she's able to do. She's a great ball striker. Very powerful.
I'd also be keen to see the difference in the serve power. Just love to have the speed gun out, because again, Rodionova's served quite well, a lot of aces. It's not about power sometimes.
But not as much power as Tammy, no. It's more the placement, whereas Tammy's got the power. Again, I like that backhand from Tammy. That was not an easy shot. Rodionova hit that slice really well. Footwork was great from Tammy. She again took a bit of pace off the ball and got some great angle. An easy hold for Tammy as well.
66 points there for Rodionova versus 65. Just on a knife's edge this match now.
There's not much in it, is it?
So much on offer. As you mentioned a number of times, a semi-final and a berth in a final awaits one of these players.
It's the third double fault of the match. Oh, another great serve, great placement. 9th ace.
It's done that a couple of times actually, the double fault followed by an ace.
Great defense from Rodionova.
All longer rallies of the match though. But just the extra ball from Rodionova.
Just making Tammy hit that extra shot, and it's paid off. Well, she's missed a few of those forehand down the lines today, Tammy. She got it right there.
Second double in this game.
A couple double faults creeping in here in the third set. Had a great time to do one.
Patterson knows what a good opportunity she had.
Yeah, struggles with that forehand down the line. The footwork's not there, doesn't get under the ball. This goes for way too much. Very, very flat shot.
And well done there from Rodionova. She answers the challenge. It's now a tight tussle in this match. We're in the third set. Rodionova leads 2-1.
There's one in there, the banana.
AusOpen.com/tickets. The best ticket in town come January.
Oh, she's angry.
Despite being up in this third set. Just noticed before mentioning that she was angry, I assume to her team. How important is the team around you on court, off the court? Sorry, like when you look at them, you want that energy, do you?
Yeah, for me it was. I just really wanted them kind of to be pumped and show some energy, positive energy, and keep on pushing me.
So you really wanted them to be up and about and
yes, absolutely.
pass on that energy to you?
Yes, that's what I really liked.
And again, just probably putting too much on it.
Yeah, way too much.
Yeah, I'm always fascinated with players and when they look at their box and what they want from their box.
Well, everyone's different. This is just what I liked. I think most players like that. You want that energy. Love that volley. Great touch. I really wanted my team, you know, sometimes even to have those fist pumps and kind of be a little bit like I was. So, yeah, it's also not easy for the team, I think. As we can see with Rodionova, she talks to them quite a lot, so it's not easy sometimes.
Because I feel in that instance as Patterson gets this to 2-all, does she want them to react and almost allow her to be in that state of anger on court, or would she want them deep down to just be calming and maybe not give her too much? As we hear her go again.
Well, I think Tammy's going to be loving this. We'll see how this match plays out, but she's still talking and she's still kind of negative. Not as much as the other day, because I know, I think she knows she can't afford to do what she did the other day and be really negative and get down a couple games in the third set. But if I were Tammy, I would really be taking notice of this.
She gets an opportunity at a second serve. Just got to make that, don't you?
Yeah, that's just way too much. Not necessary at all. And she's actually getting a look at some second serves here in this third set from Rodionova.
Well, you did talk about how good the serving percentage was, and once at 81, was it? Just still above 70, so it's
still at 72%, which is very good. She's had a few double faults.
What is that pass mark that you hope for? You hope for 100.
It's not so easy. Yeah, look, you got to try and be at least above 60%.
Yeah.
But you want to, be around that 70% mark.
Next for serve.
few errors here from Tammy Patterson again in this third set. A couple points where I felt like she could have just stayed in the point a bit more. And another one there, a couple of return errors.
Yeah, just as we talk about the mental state of Rodionova, she's still able to scrounge out another game, and she leads in this third set 3-2. Well, it's out, and it's called Unbreakable, the autobiography by Jelena Dokic. And do you know how it's tracking? You said around about 4 months. It's been out.
4 weeks.
4 weeks, sorry. Yeah, it's been out.
Yeah, no, it's bestseller on iTunes, and we're in our almost 4th reprint. So
right.
Yeah, and both all the 3 reprints were very, very big. So yeah, it's going very well. The sales, it's a bestseller so far.
Yeah.
So it's been really good. It's only been out for 4 weeks.
What were the expectations?
Oh, I didn't have any.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was just about, for me, getting this book out, getting my story out, and also, you know, my ultimate goal was to kind of help people with my story and with my book. But everyone's now talking about the sales and the bestseller and everything. So, but I still have no expectations, and I'm happy with the work that everyone's done. Great tough point from Rodionova. Just talking about the book again, it's just been such a big process, I think, for me and my publisher and my writer Jess Halloran, who helped me write it. We've been at this for 13, 14 months, so we feel like we've already been on such a huge ride.
Yeah.
And it's only for us been out for 4 weeks, and it was a lot of work, a lot of deadlines, and a lot of long days and nights.
You spoke about, I mean, some 12, 13-hour days of work.
A lot. And for me, actually, at times it was even more, because I was going over the scripts and the drafts and making sure everything was the way that I wanted it to be, because once this comes out, that's it. It's there forever. So I was constantly questioning everything. Yeah.
Were there times where you just had to take a step back from the process? Was it ever too overwhelming, or?
It was hard at times. Obviously, at times it was very, very cathartic for me with my story, and very freeing. But at times it was difficult to kind of relive those moments. But for me, I think I probably had to do the most work in the end, because going from the writer to editor to publisher, but I kind of was reading it 20 times in the last 2 weeks, making sure everything's right. Yeah, it was quite a process. I actually had no idea what I was getting myself into, to be honest. But it's been a great experience, great project, and still a lot of work with it, which is great. I love everything that I have to do for the book, and regarding the book, whether it's media or events, it's such a new experience. And with me getting into motivational speaking, actually, it's such good practice for next year.
Well, depending what time these matches finish, I'll be heading off to get a copy, of course. I'll bring it tomorrow to get a signed copy.
I'll get you one. You don't have one. Oh, too good. She's played a great game here, Rodionova. You can see she's really staying tough in these points, getting every ball back, and it's paying off. She's got a break point.
Good point there from Patterson. Steps into the court. Doesn't put too much on it.
Yeah, that's a great point actually, because she was facing a break point there. And it's one of those points again where Rodionova just got that extra ball back. So, great effort, but a big game here.
I'm not even sure. It wasn't inside, but I'm not saying it. I am just not sure at all. I believe that.
Talked about
I
how
was not confident out, but I was not sure, and she called it.
cool and calm Patterson has been, even in tough situations in this match.
Yeah, she usually doesn't react with those line calls, and she really reacted there, so she's pretty sure that serve was in. Great shot, great comeback mentally. Can be quite hard when you think you got a bad line call. And that's a great serve, followed by a great backhand to save that break point. More placement on that first serve, I like that. The first serve percentage is down to 53%, so she'll be looking to get that up a little bit. Great play from Rodionova.
You can see Rodionova just gesturing. She knows how important this game is.
She's not talking to herself as much in this game.
That's right.
The last two games.
Maybe her team's calmed her down.
Great point by Rodionova.
You can just hear as well, if you close your eyes, it's those little quick steps. See how hard she works to get into the right position.
Great footwork, a lot of movement in this game. Really working hard. Really wants to get that break here. She has an opportunity, another break point. And that's where she just put a little bit of topspin on that ball, gave herself a little bit of margin for error. And very often on that shot we've seen her really hit it flat and hard, go for it, and miss it by quite a lot.
She'll have to do it again, facing another break point in this game.
Rodionova's converted only 2 break points out of 7, or out of 8, so 25% only. She gets another chance here. Second serve as well.
And you can just sense the moment now. Rodionova converts the break. I'm sorry, claims the break.
Yeah, that's a tough way to lose your service game with a double fault in the third set.
Frustration for Patterson. Needs to dig deep again.
But full credit to Rodionova. She played a great game. She really made Tammy play a lot of balls. She got a lot of balls back.
This is a different stage of the set, of course, but I mean, early Rodionova had a break in hand early in the second set, and Tammy was able to answer straight away. So Let's see what she can do here as Rodionova serves with new balls.
Well, she's been able to break Rodionova in this match, so she hasn't been able to do it, so there's always a chance. But she's got to get back in that state of mind of not going for too much. Using the court a bit more.
Sometimes see players change their rackets either the game before a ball change or as a ball change occurs.
As the ball change occurs.
I haven't really seen that at all
here
during this event. You were a changer of the racket?
Actually, I wasn't. More towards the end of my career I was. With new balls, you want to get another restring, so a tighter one, because the ones that you've been playing with, the rackets, you know, every couple games, the restring gets loose. Well, that's great 2 points from Rodionova because she started the game off with 2 double faults. So great comeback, and she's very positive here. Great body language at a very important time.
Question.
Great point there by Tammy. Rodionova again just getting every ball back. And that was a lot harder than Tammy made it look. That was a very low ball. Did really well there.
It's a break point here for Patterson. And there it is. A quick answer back there for Tammy Patterson in this deciding set. It's on a knife's edge. Rodionova still leads 4-3. Well, one of the greats, one of the greatest of all time there, Rafael Nadal, the world #1 yet again, and he'll be back come Australian Open 2018.
Oh, he's had a great year, hasn't he? Both him and Roger Federer, who's of course the defending champion, so looking forward to seeing them again at the Australian Open.
Oh, beautiful shot there from Rodionova. If I could digress just a little bit, did you expect that kind of year from both Roger and Rafa?
Oh, I've got to be honest, I didn't. No, especially I think Roger coming back from that knee injury, and he took 7 months off the year before, so I don't think anyone did. I don't think Roger did. And not just winning the Australian Open, but winning Wimbledon as well.
But also the Sunshine Double, Indian Wells, Miami, Shanghai,
Yeah, he's
just
won
big
everything.
tournaments.
But Nadal as well.
Yeah.
So it's been great to see them at the top again, and Nadal winning again, that French Open. And finishing #1.
Ten French Opens, it's just staggering, isn't it?
Incredible when you think about just winning 10 tournaments in general, but 10 French Opens, 10 Grand Slams. It's amazing.
Then on the women's side, Serena hopefully makes her comeback.
Yeah, she started the year off winning here, but a lot has changed since then. As we know, she was already 2 months pregnant at the Australian Open.
An unbelievable thing to think about, isn't it?
Incredible. But I think it would be even more incredible if she comes back only 2 months after giving birth.
Yeah.
And playing in this year's Australian Open again. Unbelievable. Oh, Rodionova's got some break point chances here. Big game.
And again on a double fault, as was the previous service game of Tammy Patterson. She dropped it with a double fault on that final point.
Very loose game there from Tammy. Couple double faults.
The finish line's in sight.
Yeah, just a little bit too many errors in the end again.
As we tick very close to 1 o'clock. I am actually with Rodionova
yeah,
there.
I am. That really looked.
It wasn't like that, Rena.
That was well
really
out.
Right, yeah.
That is a.
I'm with her.
Yeah.
And she's really getting upset here. I think she's right, but she's got to move on here.
The wind is going that way. The ball was like that out.
Well, she's got to be careful. You can't be doing that.
Oh, please.
But I do actually agree with her.
Yeah. She's got to be careful.
Yeah.
Because she can lose a serve quickly here, and you never know. Next thing, you know, Tammy could be at 5-all, so I would take some time here if I were her.
Yeah, that's right.
We know she doesn't take a lot of time and goes straight to the next point, but I would just take a little bit of time here.
That drop shot. And Tammy Patterson again could answer back with a little bit of help, but at the same time, she's done what she needed to do. 3 opportunities here.
Oh, that's a good shot.
15-4.
Still facing 2 more break points.
Double fault there from Arena Rodionova. Just as we thought the finish line was in sight. Just another twist, another turn in this semi-final, and she still leads though, 5-4. Well, as we come back, those just joining us, it's a set apiece in this semi-final between Arina Rodionova, the #1 seed, and Tammy Patterson, the #3 seed. And Yelena, we're in the final set. 5-4, Rodionova leads, but she had the chance to serve for it, but a bad line call.
And the first point of that game, yep.
It's just curtailed a little bit of that mental edge that she started to get back.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here. She was talking to herself. She was quite upset, but she's been able to regroup in this third set a couple times.
And a bit of help.
I thought she was going to miss that backhand. She didn't quite get under that ball, but a bit of luck. And everything seems to be on Tammy's side right now.
Yeah, right now. She'd be riding the wave of luck.
Again, going for way too much on that forehand.
I was just about to say that Rodionova's done so well in this match to really trouble the Patterson game and get those balls back, but I think in that instance she just...
Yeah, good effort from Tammy though. She stayed in that point. She really worked hard. It was a big point too at 15-all.
Number of times now, Yelena just getting low to some of those balls and fortunately clipping the tape on that occasion for Patterson, but
just didn't quite get there. Just a little bit too far away from the ball.
Huge backhand.
That's a great shot, and what a time to hit it. 30-all.
Brings up match point.
Well, that line call hasn't affected her in this game.
Yeah.
She's been able to regroup. Well done.
She saves one, Patterson.
Just kind of too flat there, Rodionova.
Maybe a little bit of expecting Patterson to make the mistake.
Oh, that's a great serve from Patterson. We've talked about her maybe not having enough placement on that serve, but a lot better there and gets a free point. And she really needed one there.
So advantage Patterson. Reeled off 3 great points there. Tammy Patterson brings it to 5-all after trailing 3-5 in this set.
Well done to her. She was facing a match point and she was able to hold her serve there. She was 5-3 down as well, as we know. So
where's this going to go, do you feel, Yelena?
Tough to say. I thought Rodionova had it. Tammy went down with the game a little bit in the middle of the third set, but we're at 5-all, so very tough one to call right now. It's a great shot.
Yeah, that seemed to hit the back of the line.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just gesturing again to her team. They surely would be just hoping their charger can forget what she feels is gone against her today.
15 all.
Oh, what a return.
That's tough, isn't it?
She's missed a couple of those in this match. Every time Rodionova served out wide to her forehand on that juice side, but really stepped into the court there. And how quickly things can turn around in tennis. So
What a turnaround.
Rodionova had a match point, didn't she, a couple minutes ago? And now facing a couple break points here at 5-all in the third set.
Just an impressive way to save one break point. Of course, at no risk of going into a tie break at all. We have to win by 2 games. I bring that up, Yelena, because we could still be here for a while yet.
Oh, there's a bit of an error there from Tammy. I felt like she could have stayed in that point a bit longer. Didn't need to go for that much. Oh, what a shot.
That is huge. And on that same side, first there was one down the line. A monster hit. And as you've mentioned numerous times, Yelena, in the coverage, just taking a little bit off that, getting a great angle.
She's almost waiting for that second serve out to that forehand side, which is the right thing to do because Rodionova was pretty much served there the whole time. So reading the play a lot better. Now Tammy. Another break point chance. It's only converted 4 out of 12. Oh, what a point.
That's big. That is huge from Tammy Patterson. She has reeled off 3 consecutive games here. And how impressive for Tammy Patterson. She leads 6-5 in the deciding set. And Yelena, Tammy Patterson, what a position she finds herself in, down and out.
Yeah, pretty much. She was facing a match point there, wasn't she? And she hit a forehand winner, which has been a bit of a weakness today, that forehand. But what a fighter. And I like the way that she's, you know, approaching things. She's very positive, great body language. Just goes about her business. And a little under, I think 10 minutes ago, she was 5-3 down in this third set, and now she's serving for the match and the opportunity to get into the final to fight for that main draw wildcard for the Australian Open. And been in this position many times where things turn around quickly like this, but that's tennis.
So she had a match point in her previous service game, and now
facing a match point.
Yeah, sorry, saves. That's right. And then now serving for the match.
Still needs to serve well here, though. She's had some trouble on her serve at times and hit a couple of double faults in this third set. So really important to get that first serve percentage up, which is now around 58%. So she would like that to be a bit higher.
Great rally from Rodionova.
Great effort, really staying in the point there. Tammy did well throughout that point, but again, just going for too much on that last shot. What a serve.
They're like gold, aren't they, right now?
What a time to hit it. It's her 8th ace of the match.
And a few extra people just crowding around this court, understanding what's at stake here. Oh, how good's that? Rodionova.
And let me tell you, that's a tough shot to hit.
Just after the impressive lob as well.
Great touch. Great point from Tammy.
Well, 2 games ago, as you said, she had to save a match point, and she gets one of her own.
And that was not an easy forehand. That was low. She went down the line, put a little bit of topspin on that shot, and she's done that more and more in this 3rd set. Which she wasn't able to do in the 1st. Well, Rodionova saves a match point as well.
Yep. Both players having their opportunities.
It's really coming down to the wire. We've got Tammy winning 101 points and Rodionova 99. So there really isn't much in it.
Good defensive play there from Rodionova, just getting a few of those balls back from Patterson. Again, that extra ball back. Breakpoint opportunity here.
Oh, wow.
That's huge there from Patterson.
Some great quality tennis here in the 3rd set.
Both players really turning it on, showing us their strengths.
Great point from Tammy, really. Arena played an unbelievable point, ran everything down, great defense, but Tammy was able to win that point.
With that error comes another match point for Tammy Patterson, the number 3 seed, trying to get into this Australian Open 2018 wildcard playoff final. She does it with a fist pump to the crowd.
What a point to finish off the match.
Amazing from both players. Super work there from Arina Rodionova, but it's Tammy Patterson who has dug deep, and she takes the match. She progresses through to the final, and she will play the winner of our next match, which is Kimberly Birrell and Destiny Ayava.
Well, great effort. We see her there. I don't know. I think she's shocked, I think, that she's in the final. She was down pretty much the whole match. Losing that first set. She was down in the third set as well, and 5-3 facing a match point. So what an effort to get through this match and be in the final and have a chance to play for that main draw wildcard at the Australian Open. She really fought hard, even when she wasn't playing great at times, but she believed in herself.
Well, I know
she trusted her game. Yep.
I know you did call at the very start that Tammy would have a very strong chance of course, winning today. And then after that first set, we just thought just too many errors. Rodionova really playing such almost like a clinical game, just getting balls back, getting that extra ball back. But Tammy was just able to stick in and really dig deep. Yeah,
Rodionova played, I thought, a great match, especially tactically. In that first set, she really played well. Tammy, not so much. Couldn't quite find her timing and her range, a lot of errors. But really got better as the match went on, especially that second set she played really well. But even in the third set, a couple of errors early on, but was able to, the last, let's say, 3 or 4 games, really, play those long points and really try to stay in them, not go for too much.
Well, 5-3 down she was in that third set, and she turned things around in a big way. I mean, let's even go back to the second set, down 2-love, and turned it around.
Yeah, great effort. Really great fighting from her. And Rodionova, well, I'm sure she'll be disappointed, especially with that line call at 5-3 that maybe, could have turned the match in her favor. You never know.
That's right.
But sometimes that happens. And I think for her, she just needs to, turn her focus now to the summer. She's got a couple more weeks before the whole show starts. So she gets a couple more weeks of practice. Just got to take the positives out of this event and this match, and look forward to next year.
And what we also look forward to is our next match, which is going to come up very soon. It's Kimberly Birrell and Destiny Ayava in the second semi-final at the Australian Open 2018 Wildcard Playoff Semi-Finals Day.
It was just like any other match. I finished my media, I did my ice bath.
Practice treatment.
Did my recovery, massage, treatment.
Match treatment all the time.
Pretty much everything the same.
There's certain patterns of play that you practice that hopefully will help against certain players.
I cannot control the weather, the wind, the lines, lead calls, that's in the game.
Lessons are always learned, every single day, not just when you lose.
I want to be known as amazing fighter, a person who persevered against all odds.
The most important thing for me in tennis is the fact that it is a sole responsibility on you. You win, it's because you did it. You lose, it's because you lost.
Nobody is invincible. Every cell in your body every day changes.
You cannot predict the things, and you cannot know when is the right time or when is not the right time.
I cried because I'm generally quite an emotional person.
I'm gonna go out there with my heart and do the best that I can.
Talk about your role inspiring people and the role of athletes to touch people's lives. Is that something you reflect on? Could you share a few words about that, please?
What I will say about sport, and I think why people love sport so much, is because you see everything on the line at that moment. There is no do-over, there is no retake, there's no voiceover.
Well, from one semi-final to another, we join the coin toss. So Destiny Ayava on screen to take on another star in Kimberly Birrell. I'm still just trying to get over the drama and the excitement from the previous match, Elena.
Be good to have another one like that.
Another, yeah, down to the wire. Plenty of opportunity to come here to Melbourne Park. If you're just joining us, it was Arina Rodionova taking on Tammy Patterson, And the number 3 seed, Tammy Patterson, got through 7-5 in the third set. As we look forward to a huge match here. And Jelena Desniava, just one of the rising stars, not just in Australian tennis, but in world tennis.
Yeah, she's had quite a good year, and first one probably more that she's focused on the Pro Tour, and that we know she had that run in Brisbane, WTA, big WTA event, getting through 3 rounds of qualies and getting through the first round.
Took out Bethany Matic-Sands, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, she got an opportunity to play in a main draw of a Grand Slam at the Australian Open, even though she lost first round, but a great experience.
First player born in this century,
yeah,
to get that opportunity.
Played, quite a few ITF tournaments this year on the lower level, and she's won a couple of those, and played a couple of other Grand Slams in the qualifying. Didn't get through those, but great experience. Her rankings at 153, and also got the opportunity to be part of the Fed Cup team, which was I'm sure quite an experience for her. I know it was for me. And yeah, so quite a good year for her, and she's fighting here for that main draw wildcard into the Australian Open.
Emma Walter there, our chair umpire, to take care of proceedings. I mean, just Jelena again, I mean, even for both players, if Kimberly Birrell is lucky enough to get an opportunity to play at a Grand Slam, just to have those opportunities early in your career, and then versus having them a bit later in the career. I mean, you clearly just embrace the opportunity, don't you, at such a young age? And then how was it when you were a bit more experienced and then coming into a Grand Slam event?
Yeah, it really helps. I think no matter how you go, even if you don't win any matches, it's just such a big experience to be at a Grand Slam, practice with all those better girls and especially the top girls, whether it's singles or doubles, be there, be a part of it, hang around those players, see what they do, and get the feeling of how they train, what they do, and just how professional it is. And very lucky that we've got a Grand Slam here literally in our backyard, and always the Australian girls get a chance to get the wildcards into the main draw, but also into the qualifying.
Yeah.
So there's always anywhere from 10 to 12 girls having the chance to be at a Grand Slam in the singles alone. So great experience, and actually a great opportunity.
Well, I've been really impressed with Kimberly Birrell during this time in the wildcard playoffs. She's I think just has played really, really smart tennis. I mean, you have a look at her. She's not, when you compare it to sort of Destiny Ayava, quite a physically imposing figure on court Destiny is, and Kimberly Birrell, I tell you what, looks can be deceiving because she can also wallop the ball when she needs to.
Yeah, probably not as much as Destiny. She's a really powerful player, and that's what her game's based around. Kimberly's probably got a bit of she's got a bit of a different game style. Her weapons are not as huge as Destiny's. But nonetheless, it will be, I think, a very interesting match.
She's had to deal with some injuries as well. She had
she's
you mentioned
had some
elbow and maybe a little bit of a risk concern. Of course, so that came off an impressive year a couple of years ago when she won the Newcomb Medal for the best junior athlete. So highly touted again as one of our shining stars. Ranking in the mid-300s.
Destiny's obviously ranked a lot better, and she's the favorite, I think, for this match.
Of course, last year she didn't need to play this event, Destiny. Of course, winning the 18s event against Jamie Foulis, and then on the flip side, Jamie Foulis was in this event and ended up winning the whole thing. So,
but then this year, Jamie beat Destiny in the finals of the 18s Nationals, just.
And Destiny's still alive in this event here.
And Jamie's not obviously playing. She doesn't need to.
Yep. How do you see this one going, Jelena? What are we looking at? What are the viewers expecting from this match?
Well, I think obviously both players, they're great players. They're both young, up and coming. I think Destiny might just have a little bit, maybe too much firepower for Kimberly. Destiny's played quite a few matches in the last couple of weeks as well. Has done quite well.
I guess if I can draw just a very small parallel between this match and the previous one, I mean, Tammy Patterson versus Martina Rodionova. Patterson, big game versus Rodionova's game, but the consistency of Ayava is a little bit more apparent, isn't it? She can hit big, but she can hit big for a few extra shots.
Yeah, she can. There are some, still things in her game that I think she needs to work on, and that forehand sometimes can be a little bit of a weaker shot and can, go off a little bit, especially in pressure times. But they have very similar game styles. I just think maybe Destiny sometimes has a bit more of that consistency.
As the players finish their warm-up, you can see the umbrellas on the side of the court, Yelena. Maybe the wind just starting to just very slightly pick up.
I don't think it's too bad.
Yeah, definitely better than the last few days. And the temperature is just absolutely magnificent outside as Ayava gets ready to begin this second semi-final of the day.
15 love.
Healthy start.
Great serve.
Just never know what to read into some of the. You can see that the strapping there on the Ayava foot. Is this precaution or?
But she's had that all week, and she had that last week in
the
18s nationals as well.
40 love.
So don't worry about it, you're telling me?
I think she's fine. Hasn't affected her in the last 2 weeks. Maybe she just rolled her ankle maybe in the last couple of weeks, so it's just a precaution.
Game over.
Big game there from Destiny Ayava, claiming the first of this match.
Kimberly Birrell to serve. love.
Well, Yelena, as we see Kimberly Birrell get things underway, we are joined by a very special guest on her way to the Australian Open 2018 Wildcard Playoff Women's Final. It's Tammy Patterson, fresh off court. Welcome to you, Tammy.
Hi,
congratulations.
guys. Well Thank you.
Just a big match. We thoroughly enjoyed it up here in the commentary box.
Oh, I hope so.
Talk to us about 2-love down in the second set.
Yep.
What was going through your head?
Ooh, anything and everything probably. To be honest, Arena played really well. Knew she was, like I said the other day, I knew she wasn't going to go away. She just got a lot back. I made a few more errors in the first and to get 2-love down, and I knuckled down and just brought my distance from the lines in a little bit more spin. Knew that I didn't have to hit the winner off the first shot, which I try to do a bit too much. Just set up the points a bit better and waited for the right shot, not to panic.
Yeah, we talked about that, and we talked about the first set and a half really, and she played, I thought, a very tactically really
smart.
sound match, and really mixed it up a lot. And I said, if you can just bring it in a little bit, you really didn't have to go for your shots that much, that you can turn around quickly, and you did that. What do you think? We were talking about Arena's kind of body language, and we know she gets quite emotional on the court. Do you think it played a part in the end in the third set because of a few line calls? And I said, you for sure you're looking at this thinking I might have her here, even though you were 5-3 down. And we feel like at times it affected her game, and it affected her game almost 2 days ago, where she lost 9 games in a row and almost lost a match. And just how important it is, especially against better players, that you don't allow yourself to do that. So he was asking me whether you think Tammy's noticing this.
Yeah, like obviously you pick it up because you can hear her having a bit of a mumble at the back of the court. But I know Arena really well, and when you hear that going on, you know you're getting under her skin. So that's a little bit of a positive thing to me. But yeah, when I see that, it's like, oh, whatever, like that's what she does. She tries to get, I don't know if she does it just to get her going or to try and put someone else off or what the deal is, but yeah, I'm pretty much whatever. Like, if you want to try, good luck. Like, I've just got to focus on what I got to do and not worry about her.
Third set, 5-3 down.
Yeah, oops.
Match point down.
I know.
Match point
I
down.
know. Someone said you had a match point down. I'm like, did I?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, I mean, clearly you're just so in the moment, aren't you? And it's so important to just play every point as if it's the last point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just, I mean, you probably don't even remember match point, but it was a great point to save, and you're able just to get your serve in the right spots at the right time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, as soon as I got my first serve in, I kind of got me in the point. Well, obviously got me in the point, but like I could set it up a little bit easier, not rely on trying to hit a better second serve because she was stepping in a little bit. So that put pressure on my second serve, hence a few double faults at the wrong times. But yeah, once I got my first serve in, I just felt like I had a good chance to set up the shot that I wanted.
After the first set, did you feel you were playing well? Because clearly, the very start, it was great service games, wasn't it, Yelena? Like both players, up until about 2-all, 3-all. Then it started to maybe go in the favour of Rodionova, but you still played quite well.
Yeah,
in that
like
first
I
set.
wasn't disappointed in the first set. It was some good points, good serves. Like she served well, I served well, and yeah, I think once when I sat down, I was like, okay, well I'm still in this. Like even though the first set's over, it doesn't mean much. Like obviously you want to have that first set, but there's still another 2 if I get my game going in the right direction. Yeah, and look, I really wanted it today, and I wasn't going to let it up.
Yeah, I said to Sean, we were talking about obviously the body language and just fighting on the court. Obviously, everyone wants to win here. There's 4 girls left fighting for that main draw wildcard at the Australian Open, and I said that I was impressed actually that you were pretty much down the whole match. Both the first set, third set, even the second set.
Not ideal in a semi-final,
no.
is it?
And I said to him, you're just managing to stay there, and at times you didn't play your best, and she really did. And I said that it's impressive that you're there. You know, you're focused, your body language is there, you're positive, and you're still there fighting. So I think in the end, actually, that's pretty much what got you through it.
Yeah.
And really good mentality to have, and just to stay there with it. And I could see that you were thinking, well, if I can stick with her here for a couple games, I can still, I'm in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's like I said, I wasn't gonna say I wasn't leaving that court losing. That's for sure. And some people might see me play and just think that, oh yeah, she's pretty like blank face, or not trying or whatever. But that's me. Like I don't need to show a lot. There's enough inside to keep me going. But at the right time, I do a little fist pump.
Some players show emotion, some don't.
Yeah.
And Pliskova's a little bit like that, and you think maybe she doesn't care.
Yeah.
But she cares.
Yeah.
So I think everyone cares. It's just the way that
everyone
different players show it. I was completely the opposite to her. To you.
Yeah.
I know players would just love to win 6-love, get off court.
Yeah.
In fact, you almost did it.
I nearly kind of,
You sort of did it.
It would
First
be ideal,
match,
that's for
4-6,
sure.
6-love, 6-love.
Yeah.
But the fact that, because your last match also went the distance, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've
had 3 setters the whole time.
Yeah, so are you happy with the fact that you've actually got a fair bit of match practice as well in this period of time before the Australian Open?
Like obviously you want to win in straight sets, but I'm getting through those 3 sets, so and I'm competing, and everything's starting to click. Like, I could feel a lot more comfortable out there, setting up the plays that I want, and even if I do miss the shot the execution, it's there. Like, if I just calm down a little bit and maybe not try and hit it as hard as I possibly can, then yeah, they'll go in, and then I'm off and running.
I'm glad you actually say that, because we did feel at certain points, Yelena, maybe a couple of times you do. What's the mental almost coaching in your own mind that flicks that switch to say, okay, stop.
Yeah.
Stop going for so much. Maybe just work the player around, get a bit more spin on the ball.
Probably the points when they're nowhere in the court and I miss it. That's when I'm like, all right, like, really? They're not even in the court. Like, you just need to roll it in. So when I think I missed a forehand sitter, like, at the net.
Yep.
And I was just, I was like, really? So yeah, I think that point probably made me go, all right, just make it. Like, she's off the other side of the court, and you just need to roll it in, and if she gets to it, like, it'll be a high volley at worst.
Well, we talked about you really going for it in the first set, and you can see that you were going very often for too much, and then really bringing it in the second and the third. And is that something that you were very conscious of, that's what you were doing, that you really need to bring it in? I mean, your game style is obviously quite aggressive, and you're going to go for it, but I think very often you really didn't need to go for it. Yeah.
I've been working on it a lot. Like, I do have the power and the big shots, but they're not always going to be there. Like, you need to work for the points, and I feel like this year I've played a lot of matches, and I have managed to, like, rally a bit more and set up the points a little bit better instead of trying to just wham bam. And yeah, it looks good, but if it misses, it doesn't look very good. So just trying to keep it all under control and just play within myself. You have people telling you, or like telling me that, yeah, I've got great shots and I can hit it so big. So then I kind of go, oh, well, maybe I should, like, hit it a little bit, like, bigger. But yeah, just play within myself, and that's good enough. Like, it's still a pretty big ball.
And going into the final, now that you're in the final, are you quite nervous about it, or you're really relaxed and going for it and
Yeah, tomorrow I'll be nervous. Like, today I was pretty nervous coming out. Yeah, like, both of us, whoever it is out of Destiny Camp, both of us, we're all going to be nervous tomorrow. There's a lot on the line, so...
Is that, like, obviously before the match, but, like, even leading onto court, is it good to have that practice and just get those nerves out? Or
it's funny.
Spill into the match? Or?
People notice if I'm nervous and I don't talk. So if I don't speak, people... my little group around me try and just talk about random stuff, like it doesn't have to do with tennis, just whatever, and that helps me just settle down a little bit. But I think if you don't have the nerves, then you're not in the right sport.
Have you been in the final here?
No.
Okay, so it's your first time.
First final. I think I made the semi one year or something. But yeah, first final, so exciting, nervous, all of the emotions. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though.
Are you very aware that you're fighting for a major wildcard, or are you trying to keep it out of your mind? And
Cheers now.
Well, I'm now. No, yeah, it's on my mind. Let's just say that. Yeah.
Obviously, you play the winner of this match, Destiny Ayava, serving on screens 2-all in this opening set against Kim Birrell. Seeing very nice work point there.
Do you know them?
Birrell.
Yeah. Do you know them both?
Yeah. Well? I played Dee in Bendigo like a month or so ago, and I beat her. And then Kim and I were pretty much even. So,
any preferences?
Not really, to be honest. I'm not. Yeah, like, just focus on me, like I said. And see what happens, but they can stay out there as long as they like.
follow
me, maybe a little bit longer in the third.
Yeah. So what's on the go for today? Well,
ice bars for me.
Yeah, anything different to previous matches, or just try and keep the routine the same?
Yeah, ice bars, treatment, massage, get a good meal, early bed. I watched 2 movies yesterday when I got home, so I was just like...
What are we watching?
I watched Eye in the Sky.
Well, what's that? Who's in that?
I don't know who they are, but it was about like a drone and not probably the best stuff to watch, but a bit of war stuff, but it was interesting. So if anyone wants to watch it, watch Eye in the Sky. I recommend it.
Actually, when I would watch movies actually very often before like days before matches, but it had to be comedies.
Oh right.
Yeah, that would really relax me, get my mind off things, and just be, you know.
What was the big comedy?
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot. Yeah.
You're watching comedy and I'm watching like deaths and that's a bit scary.
I saw your parking ticket in your mouth as you were coming off court. You validated your ticket?
No, not yet.
Yeah, no, just remember to do that. But
can't lose it. If you lose it, you're stuck in there.
Even if you've made the final of a wildcard, you still need to do the small things. So Tammy, of course, a big day. A big match that we've just witnessed, defeating the #1 seed Arina Rodionova. We congratulate you and wish you all the best as you make it through to the final tomorrow, and we look forward to watching it here. So congratulations again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I know it's your first one, but yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Try not to be too nervous.
Yeah, I'll try not.
Go for it.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Game Bureau. Bureau leads by 3 games to 2.
So Birrell has just taken this game here. Very impressive work there. Good start. She leads 3-2, opening set.
Love 13. Love 14.
Well, of course, after breaking 3-2, Birrell, she's finding herself with a little bit to do now in this game.
Yeah, a bit of a loose game here. Double fault as well. It's a great shot to save one of the break points.
3 games all.
Away.
It's a good way to answer back Destiny Ayava. Almost following a similar script to that final set in the last match.
Yeah.
Both players were struggling to, after a break, hold that extra game.
Great shot by Kimberly.
Love you, team.
I'm actually quite impressed with her game today. She's come out here, she's being aggressive. We've talked about the power of Destiny Ava, but Kimberly's got some of her own as well.
Yeah. Very true. You just sort of feel because of the person on the opposite side of the net, maybe there'll be at times where she does go for a little bit too much.
Maybe. That forehand, I think, is a little bit of a weaker shot compared to the backhand. And I think it goes for both of them, that their forehands are maybe a little bit weaker than their backhand sides.
Just on cue there for you, Destiny. Maybe knowing that, maybe a bit of a game plan, bit of a strategy. It's easy as you'd like. Nice put away there from Ayava. Getting herself back on track.
Good solid game from her here after being broken in the previous service game of hers.
Just as we said, as easy as you like. It's a nice opportunity here for Kimberly Birrell.
She's really pumped. We can see really positive, bouncing around, great body language.
Advantage Birrell.
Golden opportunity there for Ayava down the line. She had Birrell in all sorts. And 3 quick points there for Birrell, and she now has another break point.
Very good effort there. She's moving well around the court.
Geez, strong plays, aren't they? Just a brutal baseline exchange.
Yeah, great power from both of them. I would like to see them use the court a little bit more. Some angles, both of them. Like that.
Very nice. On cue.
If either player here can use the court more. It's a little bit similar to the previous match where we talked about Tammy, also a great ball striker. But if you can get some of those angles and not just hit up and down the court.
Second serve opportunity. Get Birrell really far up in the court. Impressive work there to save another break point. Birrell not happy with that. Maybe with the placement of her shot, although in saying that, it was a great serve from Destiny.
It was.
Game over.
Very nice work from 40-15. We thought she was doing it easy, but it was a tougher hole than what she would have liked. However, Ayava does enough. She leads 4-3. Very jealous of those Hot Shots kids there, Yelena. The opportunity to, of course, meet some of the big stars.
What an opportunity.
And what an opportunity for both these ladies. Playing off for a spot to meet Tammy Patterson, who we spoke to only moments ago.
Large pass up. Large pass up.
Smart serve to the forehand of Ayava. Kimberly uses Destiny's base quite good, so maybe Destiny could just mix it up a little bit, throw in a few high balls. Like that, she really picks them up really nicely.
Yeah. Good thing if you can utilize the pace of Ayava, because there's a lot of it.
It's a great body serve. Really mixing up her serve a lot to keep Destiny guessing.
Game Birrell.
Good effort there from Birrell on serve in this first set.
It's a really good hold.
Especially how hard it was in the end for Ayava to hold serve. Quick game there for Birrell, or quicker at least. Gets another opportunity to have a charge of breaking.
15 love.
That looked a bit long, maybe.
Yeah, it's a tough job, isn't it? Ball's coming in at well over 160 Ks he serves, 70 Ks.
Yeah, 90 maybe.
40 love.
Both of these girls as well hit the ball quite flat, especially Kimberly. Maybe a bit more margin for error again, just like with Tammy.
Sharapova overruling there. The lines judge was needing to just get out of the way of that ball.
It did look long.
Huge miss there.
Just didn't quite get around that ball. It stopped working for a minute. Footwork wasn't quite there.
What could have been an easier game is
again, yeah.
It'd be a bit tougher.
Game over.
So Destiny Iava,
Leads
she is now in a good position in this first set as she hits the 5th game. She leads 5-4. Great serve.
It's got quite a good serve. 68% first serves in today. Jinxed it.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times today, the double fault.
It's the second double fault. Yeah.
The opposite there. So 15 all. Iava's eyes must be pretty wide here. She can get an opportunity on the Birrell serve.
It's a great return from Destiny, but that serve had no placement on it, right in the hitting zone for Destiny Iava. Just missed a couple serves in this first serves in this game.
So crucial.
Yeah, that's getting her in trouble. Yeah. That's a big second serve. Really went for that one, and it was at 15-30.
Paid off, didn't it?
Very courageous.
Oh, wow. That's huge from Iava.
It's a big shot. Sets up a set point.
Game in first set.
She's gone again with the forehand. Destiny Ayava.
6 games to 4.
Absolutely magnificent, those last 2 points there. And she takes the first set, 6 games to 4.
Closest one under 3. Yeah, thanks.
Looked a little bit of a scrappy performance. A few more unforced errors there for you, a couple more double faults.
Oh, I think that's a very negative thing to say. Are you serious? That wasn't very kind. You should apologize. Do you want to apologize?
I just did, sorry.
Okay, thank you very much.
If you could get a photo with anyone famous outside of the tennis world, who would you like to get a selfie with?
Mickey.
Sorry. Well, there's a couple of people. Can I choose two?
What's Mickey famous for?
The Disney World.
Well, one would be Fernando Torres, the soccer player. I went to a Liverpool game once and he had media and they asked me if I wanted to meet him and I was like, no, I can't remember. And then Jake Gyllenhaal.
You were just so much on fire tonight. It was just an astounding display of shot making, the backhand, the drop shots, everything.
Keep going, keep going. It's good. I'm growing. It's good, it's good.
How'd you pull that one off, Coco?
I hit a backhand down the line for a winner.
I just want to congratulate the way you answered these questions because you've been very nice, great fair play.
Grazie mille.
Did it feel good? Did it look good, Tom? Were you watching? I was there for 2 sets and then there was somebody else. Tom. I appreciate it. Can I ask you a funny question just to... what would a press conference be without you and your funny questions?
Well, all the big stars there from the men's and the women's game. Yelena, we'll see them in action. And we'll see them in action in their press conferences.
In a couple of weeks' time.
How were you like in the press conference room?
Oh, I don't know.
Dependent on the question?
Yeah, depending on the question. We have some funny questions sometimes.
Anything that stands out? Any memorable ones?
Oh, I haven't had too bad. Yeah, no.
How have I gone when I've asked you a couple of questions about the book and
no, it's been fine.
Oh, okay, cool. It's
No, it's fine.
Hopefully I get the call back for next year then. What a sight. You said you had to walk around the precinct. What is going to be more amazing is when you walk again after we finish today's matches, and so much more is going to be done from just the little bit of work that the men and women working on the Australian Open site. They just work tirelessly, don't they?
They do. A lot of work and really rushing to get ready for the Australian Open, but they do an amazing job here, getting better and better every year.
You mentioned rushing. People are rushing to all good bookstores to get your book, Unbreakable, your autobiography.
For Christmas?
Yes, for Christmas. What a time. Just a perfect opportunity to have that under the tree. Great read. Flicking through it, some of the photos as well.
Yeah, you like the photos?
Yeah,
a lot of people go straight to the photos.
It's when you're just flicking through it, just always go to some of those photos. And was there a big collection?
Yeah, you're talking about the photos. It was actually very hard because we went from like 80 to 50. You had to pick 30, and the problem was you got to pick from all these different times of your career, of your life, but then they also want when you're younger.
Yeah.
So it was hard because in the end, from let's say each period, you can only maybe pick two photos, which is very difficult. And then I also wanted quite a few in there from.
Did you have the final say?
Yeah. But we worked together.
Yeah,
so it was hard because I wanted, again, quite a few in there that were based on my results. And then 2009 Australian Open, I actually wanted a lot more from that match.
What a run
and
that was.
tournament. Yeah, so it was hard because in the end you can only maybe get 2 or 3 in from a certain period. So I had to really work hard and narrow it down. So we were going back and forth. In the end, we had this deadline. I remember it was a Friday. And we were still talking on like a Friday afternoon. Well, no, I want to take this one out. I want to put this one in. So, yeah, it's quite a process, quite an experience.
Yeah. Again, as we mentioned, Unbreakable, available at all good bookstores now, and just the perfect opportunity with Christmas just around the corner. But even for all good tennis fans that just want to get a bit more of an insight into your life.
It's a book for, I think, not just tennis fans, but it's a general, life story.
Yeah.
And obviously I talk about a lot of very important issues in the book. But it's not just your average sports story, it's sports biography. And it's quite a life story.
Absolutely.
15 goals.
So just a little bit more of an extended break there for Birrell, maybe just to splash some water on the face and take a few deep breaths. See if she can get back into this match, but a bit hard when I have her serving like that.
Yeah, Ava's playing well, serving well as well. It's a lot of short points in this match compared to the last one. I think both girls are really trying to be aggressive and step in early, take the initiative.
Again, good start from Mayava, and then now just to throw a double fault. It's that forehand again, just going a little bit long. She knows it. Just the facial expression there. She knows how important this game is.
Game over.
Oh, we can see the power of destiny there. Starting to be a bit too much for Kimberly Birrell.
First game of this second set goes in favour of Ayava. What does Birrell need to do, Elena? I mean,
yeah, I feel like she's losing
really
grip
hard.
on this match a little bit.
Yeah.
She's got to change something because her trying to overpower Destiny isn't working. So really needs to find a way to move the ball around a little bit more, get Destiny on the move, on the run. We had a similar story with Tammy earlier in the day. She's just hitting up and down the court with Destiny and she's not winning that battle. So needs to find a way to mix it up a bit. And also I think that first serve is key as well. She's missed a couple of first serves in the last couple of service games and it's cost her serve. Really needs to hold here in this second set.
15 all.
You did mention the Birrell forehand, just letting her down again there.
Go!
It's a good second serve.
Again, just that power on display from Destiny Iava.
Yeah, not enough placement on that serve. Just right in Destiny's hitting zone.
Probably the longest rally of the match, Yelena. Just again, that power from Destiny Iava is so impressive.
Yeah. Kimberly just not able to get any angle, just hitting straight up and down the court. Again, losing that battle.
And a gift there from Kimberly Birrell as Destiny Iava, after pocketing the first set, she now leads 2-love. Just stark contrast from the first match.
Very different
now.
match. That's a great serve, great placement. We're getting on top of this match now, Destiny, isn't she?
Yeah.
2 aces to start this game, as Birrell just wants to give that line an extra look. Did you ever do the 4 aces in a row, Yelena?
Not sure. Not sure.
Thought it's always like a nice little feather in the cap of a player. Get through a service game that quickly.
More likely I did 4 double faults in a row. I don't know. I know I've done 3 for sure in a row. Aces.
Okay. Yeah. Well, after 2 aces, and then just a creep in a double fault there. Still not out of it. Birrell. She can get a bit of help, maybe with Destiny on the first serve. Get a look in. And Destiny Iava does what she needs to do. She heads to the change of ends with a 3-love lead in this second set. Don't miss a moment of the action. OzOpen.com/tickets to get your ticket for the best party in town come January.
Definitely the best party in town. Well, Kimberly's game has really dropped in this second set, the intensity. Especially the last 4 games.
Oh, just the net playing its part on a couple of shots there.
I feel like she's maybe come out with a wrong game plan or hasn't executed her own one, because I feel like she's trying to out-hit Destiny, which isn't going to happen.
This is very dangerous.
Yeah. And just really should be trying to move Destiny around a lot more, and she's really not getting any placement on her shots, any angle depth as well. On her serve as well, there's really no placement. It's getting in a lot of trouble because of that. Everything's going right into Destiny's hitting zone. But again, even that shot, there was no real placement on that.
Yeah. Ayava really having the opportunity to play her own game.
Yeah, it's not really having to move too much.
Yep. Oh, super work there from Destiny Ayava as she rockets off to a 4-love lead in this second set.
That's a great point by Destiny, but Kimberly was actually able to get her on the move, and if she did that a lot more and did it maybe 2 out of 3 points, I think it would be a lot closer than it is, but she just isn't able to do that. And yes, Destiny's playing great and hitting the ball great and puts a lot of pressure on you, but Kim just needs to try and find a bit of angle, a bit of height on the ball, depth as well.
And this is getting very, very messy for Kimberly Birrell, as Ayava again is just doing enough, eyeing a 5-love lead.
Destiny's hit a couple double faults in this match, but she's also gone for her serve, her second serve especially, quite a bit.
So Destiny Ayava, after a tough first set, looks to be doing it quite easy in the second. She leads 5-love.
Behind you. Yeah, thank you.
Well, Rafa just on the banks of the Yarra. Look forward to seeing him back and a number of the other top players in the world. And potentially one of these women as they get the chance to play off in a final to take on Tammy Patterson. It's a big mountain to climb, Yelena, but still not out of it.
No, it's not over until you shake the hand of the opponent at the net. It's a much better point by Kimberly Birrell.
Yeah, super point there. And just taking that ball.
Much better serving too.
Just needs to chip away. Forget about the scoreline. As Tammy Patterson mentioned before, she almost didn't realise that she had a match point down. You just
Yeah.
play the point that you're in.
It's maybe better than she didn't realise.
Exactly.
It's okay. It's okay.
Just her intensity has dropped off since the first set. Hasn't really been able to stay in these points.
Still hanging in there.
Oh, what a point. She really seems to be timing the ball really well. Destiny.
Brings up another match point. Great serve. Really smacking that line.
Be good for her to hold a serve here. You never want to lose a set 6 love.
Absolutely. Especially given how close that first set was.
Again, just playing too much straight up and down the court. Not able to get any angle.
Good serve there from Birrell. It's gone there twice now.
Oh, what a shot. It's the first real angle we've seen from her in the last couple of games.
Yeah, finally able to just find a bit of something on that backhand. You're right, no one wants to lose a set 6 love, so she'll be gunning for this game.
Great effort to hold her serve.
Just to keep things interesting.
But Destiny serving for the match.
Yep, perfect. Thanks, guys. Just straight to the player. You give 2, she's ready. Yep, very good. Roll the other one down. Thank you.
Lovely.
Just not quite able to string some rallies together. A bit of intensity is going out of this match. Contrast to the previous one.
Yeah.
Another great serve from Destiny. She'll really be wanting to finish the match here and get off the court and get ready for the final tomorrow.
That's right, but Tammy Patterson's just sitting back in her ice bath saying, come on, keep this going.
Well, they know each other well. They've played doubles here.
Yes, that's right.
And they've played against each other a few weeks ago. Tammy was able to get a win, so it'll be an interesting final if Destiny was to win here. It's a great shot from Kimberly Birrell. Was able to work that ball around the court.
Advantage Birrell.
Great second serve from Destiny. Sets up a match point.
And it's a few opportunities that Iava has had to close out this match, but Birrell just not going anywhere.
She's really fighting for it. Another great serve.
Huge serve, wasn't it? So much behind that. And a bit of a contrast to our previous match, but it's Destiny Iava saluting with a win. 6-4, 6-love in our second semi-final. And it looks to be 6-4, 6-1. That's all right, absolutely right. But a huge match here, and a huge match it poses to be tomorrow, as the two Vics in Tammy Patterson and Destiny Iava will do battle. And Jelena Dokic, as Iava just wants to quickly get off court. Very much a different match that we saw than our first one.
Very different. Kimberly was able to stay with Destiny up until about 4-3, 4-all in that first set, and just kind of lost her way from there. All of her intensity was gone and wasn't able to keep up with Destiny. I think she probably tactically could have played this a bit different, and she got into a bit of a hitting match with Destiny and trying to overpower her pretty much. But she's not the type of player I think that can do that. So, but well done, to Destiny. She played a solid match, did enough, did what she needed to do, and had a quick one, and has now got still quite a bit of time to recover for tomorrow's final.
That's right. So as we say goodbye to the two semi-finals for today, we very much look forward to tomorrow's action. But just before we do, there's another recap of today's matches. So Tammy Patterson was able to get the job done over Arina Rodionova 4-6, dropping the first set and then claiming a 6-3, 7-5 win after trailing again 3-5 in that third set with a match point as well she had to combat. And then, as we saw, Destiny Iava getting the job done 6-4, 6-1 over Kimberly Birrell. So tomorrow, Jelena, we turn our attention, and first up, and we will see the men's match with Alex Bolt to take on Alex de Minaur. So
big match.
Two Alexes there.
Looking forward to that one. And yeah, again, the guys fighting for that main draw wildcard into the Australian Open, so a lot at stake. And after that, obviously the girls, Tammy and Destiny, they know each other very well, play doubles here together, as we said. And one of those girls will be playing the Australian Open main draw. So again, a lot at stake, and I'm sure all of them will be nervous and really, wanting to do everything they absolutely can tomorrow to try and win that wildcard.
For all of our fans here in Melbourne, we do encourage that you come on down to Melbourne Park for finals action. Of course, it is free entry, so you can make sure that you can get a good seat and you can watch just, again, two players that will be there in January. And you can also head to ausopen.com/tickets to get your tickets for Australian Open 2018. Before that, we do look forward to that final. So until then, we encourage you to make sure you join us for the final day's action of the Australian Open 2018 wildcard playoff. Jelena Dokic, it's been a pleasure being in commentary with you today. We'll do it again tomorrow.
You too, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right, we thank you very much for your company. All the best, and we'll see you tomorrow for finals action.
Under largely sunny skies, clouds, nothing to complain about.